Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 42 of the TEW 2020 UJPW series here on the channels. It is the October Giants series, and what a main event we have for this tour. Of course, Dr. Death Steve Williams, the man who won the Ricky Dozier Memorial Cup, and is the winner of the Royal Road Tournament, taking on Toshiaki Kawada for the Unified Grand Heavyweight title. Should be a banger. Should be a banger, as obviously this is kind of our last big tour before we get into the tag league, which will also be a big tour, but obviously that's kind of more focused on the tag teams, obviously, and just a nice way to end out the year. But for this Giant series, it's a 12-show tour, 11 tour shows, and then obviously the final show to make it 12. I think we have a pretty stacked card as far as we're doing something a little bit different, and I think we have a great co-main event as well. Before we get to that, though, we do have some, as far as some of the main events and some of the matches we've had on the tour are going to be as followed, as we're going to have the Blonde Squad, all the Blonde Squad that we have, taking on the Headhunters, Damien and Vampiro. So that will be Hanson, Spivey, Johnny Ace, and Jericho against the Headhunters, Damien, and Vampiro team. That's on night 1. Night 2 will be a 6-man of the Miracle Vines Alliance and the Holy Demon Army. Obviously, the remaining Miracle Vines Alliance members. Then Holy Demon Army, I believe that's going to be TEW, Kawada, and either Fuchi or Ogawa. Might be Fuchi there, as I'm not exactly, off the top of my head, remember exactly who's part of the Holy Demon Army side, but basically, from that, Kawada's going to be in it, we know that much. Night 4, we're going to have the British Combat Club versus Ultimate Dragon, Super Astro, and the Great Sasuke in a 6-man. That should be fun. And night 5, we're going to have the Heavyweight Champion and Challengers and the Junior Heavyweight Champion and Challengers team up and face off in a hell of a tag match. So Dr. Death Steve Williams and Malenko versus Toshiaki Kawada and Jushin Liger. It's pretty awesome. As we'll see how that plays out, though. Night 6 will be Holy Demon Army versus the Miracle Vines Connection in a tag match. That is, of course, Kawada and TEW against Terry Gordy and Steve Williams. That should obviously be a fun little matchup there. So the main event, of course, we talked about. The co-main event, Champions versus Champions for the All-Asia Tag Team titles. Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro, the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, are taking on the British Combat Club. This is a fun co-main event, first of all. This could honestly be the main event. I think it's good enough that where it could have a great enough rating to even surpass the heavyweight title match. Just makes sense. They've been on a run, Junior Tag Team Champs. I feel like they deserve an All-Asia Tag Team title matchup. They have faced off against the British Combat Club in the past. I believe they beat them one year during the Tag League. As that's going to be a great matchup, though. That should be fun to see. Of course, the Junior Heavyweight title matchup, Dean Malenko, Jushin Liger. They've had some bangers in the past, and that should be no question there. Then 2/3 of the Three Musketeers battling it out. Great Muta versus Shinya Hashimoto for the All-Asia Heavyweight title. Now, they don't have great chemistry, which sucks, but I still think it should be a good enough match to make this work. 6-man, or no, not 6-man, rather 8-man of the Super Generation Army. That's going to be Masawa, Kobashi, want to say Jun Akiyama and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. It might actually be Koji Kanemoto, now I'm thinking about it. It might even be Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto. I believe that's what the 4 is for the Super Generation Army against Terry Funk, the Gladiator Titans, and Hayabusa. So it's a big-ass 8-man there. Then we have a 6-man Blonde Squad, which is going to be, I believe it's going to be Stan Hansen, Dan Spivey, and Johnny Ace against the Headhunters and Vampiro. 6-man tag of Naoki Sano, Kiyoshi Demura, and Osamu Nishimura against the Tactician Squad. That should be a fun little junior 6-man. And to kick off the show, since we're opening up the show with a Miracle Vines Alliance versus Holy Demon Army matchup, and ending this show on the Miracle Vines Alliance Holy Demon Army matchup just makes sense, from that perspective. But it's Fuchi and Tanaka against Terry Gordy and Taz. Obviously, Fuchi and Tanaka are a fun little team. They have some great chemistry, and it should be an opener. It should be an opener that I think has the potential to at least be a pretty solid opener for a kind of final show like this. But yeah, that is the show as far as what we're building towards. We have a lot of things pre-booked, but not at the same time. It's not a whole lot. There's some shows that have 6 matches, some only have 4, some have 5. It's kind of all over the place. But we should go through this pretty seamlessly. Shouldn't be too crazy. The first night, though, does have 6 matches on it. as we do know, as far as the main event, as far as I love this, because the Blonde Squad, Headhunters, Damien, and Vampiro, the 8-man, I don't think that should be the main. I think this should be the main. Kobashi and Kikuchi against the Gladiator and Hayabusa. Kikuchi's going to beat Hayabusa in 20. Because I just feel like that's going to be a better match than this. But it's a big-ass 8-man tag. Johnny Ace is going to beat Damien in 20 minutes. We're also going to have, as far as Big Titan versus Takeo Omori, as it's going to be set for Steel Show, and Big Titan's going to beat Takeo Omori there. Then the Can-Am Express versus Tenkoji. Doug Furnace going to get the win for the Can-Am Express over Tenkoji. Flasher Smash versus Manabu Nakanishi and Teo Kia. Scott Norton's going to beat Teo Kia. And this should probably be ahead of it, actually. Shunji Nakano, Yuji Nagata. Big win for Yuji Nagata. Shunji Nakano is super pissed. We will keep him strong. See if that will buy us some time. Yes, it will. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's for the best. So, our two matches we're going to look to add. We have a lot of singles matches on this undercard, so I kind of want to get away from that. As far as kind of thinking ahead, I think we're going to go with a Shinichi Nakano, George Nakano matchup, as far as having them team up to take on... So we can have Choshu and Kashinaka, which is not a great undercard matchup, but it's certainly a matchup we could do. Yeah, we also have the Fantastics. Yeah, I mean, we don't really have the best of options here, but it gives the Fantastics a chance to get on the card at least, and we'll have Bobby beat... We'll have him beat George. Yeah, just, 10-minute matchup. Nothing too crazy. Nice. Oh, yeah, we could use something that's after the Big Titan Takeo Omori singles matchup. So maybe something along the lines of... I'm trying to think. Because we could use Brad and Brad Armstrong, Eddie Gilbert. So we could go like a junior tag matchup. Don't hate that. I'm trying to think what junior team we would like to use. So we're going to go with the Funaki Minoru Tanaka team. I think that's actually what we're going to do, because they've had the 6-man, but they didn't have an actual tag match, and this will help get them a nice little win, too, as we'll have Funaki get a win, since his momentum is the worst out of him and Minoru Tanaka, but an 18-minute matchup. We really went undercard heavy, which is fine. With a long tour like this, you kind of want to give some guys that are not going to be on that final show a lot of time. As they got us, as far as, yeah, Chubu, I guess, is not going to be a good idea. It's either the... Yeah, we'll just sell out the Sendai Sun Plaza. That's fine by me. It's crazy I haven't ran there since August. But the first night of the October Giant Series Tour opens up with a 62. Scott Norton pinning Teo Kia with a Brainbuster in 10:24. Scott Norton the 63-62 for Pride Renegades. 58 for Shuji Nakano and Yuji Nagata. Very close. I mean, an upset, but it's a slight one. Yuji Nagata with the crossface. 68 for the Fantastics against Shinichi Nakano and George Nakano. Fantastic flip for Bobby Fulton over George Nakano in 10:17. 79 for the Can-Am Express versus Tenkoji. Doug Furnace pinning Satoshi Kojima with the Frankensteiner. So Kojima and Tenzan way below par, but Tenzan's in the 60s though. Which is nice to see. A 53 for Big Titan and Takeo Omori. As there's an injury, Big Titan strains his rotator cuff. God damn it. Unfortunate. Exploder suplex though for Big Titan. Just a freak injury there. Nobody was really at fault. But the Tactician Squad beat the Brad Armstrong, Eddie Gilbert team, as Funaki's pinning Brad Armstrong. That's pretty wild, as Funaki getting the win with the Rising Sun. Brad Armstrong, off his game, still was better than everybody in the match. Carried that matchup, he was head and shoulders above everybody else. It's a fun little match at 8-man. As our co-main event, the Blonde Squad versus the Headhunters, Damien and Vampiro, as the Ace Crusher from Johnny Ace on Damien. And yeah, it's crazy, Damien actually did pretty well. It was a 60. Just, Jericho's obviously still the guy that's got a lot of catching up to do, obviously, but he's holding his own. And 82 For our main event, Kobashi Kikuchi against Hayabusa and the Gladiator. Right decision there. They have Kikuchi get a win. He could use a win and beats Hayabusa there. Got the crowd hotter, too. Nice stuff there. Yeah, we can't beat that. Nice little tour show. Sure, we kind of went off the rails because of the injury with the big tight matchup, but all in all, I'm pretty pleased with our first night. As on to night 2 we go. Alrighty, night 2. So we added a couple of more matches to the show, so actually we only have to add one match to this card. But Johnny Ace, sorry for the rest of the court, accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. Late picking up Jericho, great, as the judge Stan Hansen found him guilty and sentenced to pay their travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Nice. As we do have a new television coverage. It's the USA Network. So that's exciting. We're going to have that on the tour highlights and also on the events. So we're doing pretty good. As far as it's kind of crazy to think the USA Network showing, Japanese pro wrestling in 1996. But here we are. It's a primetime deal, too. Like, it's crazy. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny to think. As far as, from that perspective, obviously this is probably the main American Violence Alliance versus the Holy Demon Army. Also, it is Masato Tanaka and not TEW. So that's interesting. But yeah, Taz beating Masato Tanaka. That's a great win for Taz. I'm kind of getting cold feet about that now. Because we are going to have the Headhunters versus Hanson Spivey in singles matches on this card. So we might have this be the main. Instead, Stan Hansen's going to get the win over Headhunter A, which will mean Headhunter B will beat Dan Spivey in a singles matchup. Nice. So now Johnny Ace, Chris Jericho versus the Fantastics. Set for Steel Show. Johnny Ace going to get the win. And then a normal junior tag matchup. Nuki Sana, Kushi Demora taking on the Tactical Technician Squad. Is Kushi Demora is going to beat whichever of the two. But this is the first time. Oh no, this is not the first time. This is a rematch, rather. Excuse me. As far as from night 8 of last year's October Giant Series, which that got a 73. This should be really good. This should be a pretty solid little matchup. Then we're going to have Akatoshi Saito and Akira taking on Katsumi Yasuda and Nobaki Kakuta. As Akatoshi Saito is going to get the win in 10 minutes. And Osama Nishimura versus Damon Honda. As Osama Nishimura, of course, going to beat the Young Lion, who we're probably going to send an excursion. We probably should have before this tour, because he's coming up on his 3rd year. We signed him in 93. I believe his first tour was this Giant Series in 93. So he's actually been here. This is be year 4, actually, if I'm remembering correctly. Hold on here. Let's just take a trip down memory lane real quick. Yeah, it was his debut. So that's kind of... I wonder why it says he's only 2 years of experience. Maybe that's because he's only got that many matches instead. I don't know. Either way, that's where we're at. So the match we're gonna add, probably just a normal tag match. We don't have Hase and Kensuke Sasaki on the card. Love to see that. Yeah, throw him No Fear. Why not? We haven't used Takayama since he's been back. This would be a good opportunity for him. Kensuke can beat Takayama. That was crazy, that match, those names, obviously if they're at the peak of their powers, this match is this is a hell of a tag match, but obviously we're in a much different time frame for that. I kind of want to put it a little bit higher. Kind of put it here. No, that's probably a mistake, actually. Let's have it be, yeah. Cool with that. Yeah, we're not going to run Kanto. Definitely not doing that. The Star Lanes, it is. That's crazy. Again, how over we are in Japan. I'm kind of curious, what's our pop in America? Oh, it's only in the 50s. 49 to be exact in some places, and 40 in Hawaii and Puerto Rico. Oh no, 45 in the Northwest, Midwest, and New England. It's kind of random. But yeah, let's run night 2. A 60 for the opener. Osama Nishimura getting the win in 10-10. Over to Monanda. 61 for Akira. And Akatoshi Saito against Kakuta and Yasuda. As the Death Brand for Akatoshi Saito getting the win at 9:39. We'll probably be sending Katsumi, Yasuda, and Kakuta down to FMW or something. Because our roster is already too big, so we just gotta make some room. Kensuke Sasaki, Hiroshi Ase against Takayama and Takeo Mori, as Kensuke Sasaki with the Strangle Gama over Takayama. Takayama's still not even in the 50s, unfortunately. As a tactician squad losing to Nuki Sano, Kiyoshi Tamura. Nuki Sano getting the, Kiyoshi Tamura rather getting the win over Minoru Tanaka. At least he outperforms him there. The right team wins though, because of Nuki Sano. 70 for Johnny Ace and Chris Jericho against Fulton and Jackie Fulton as the Ace Crusher on Bobby Fulton rather by Johnny Ace. A little Gaijin tag match. Jericho's getting better though, obviously, slowly but surely. His Headhunter B beating Dan Spivey with a diving leg drop. He outperformed him. Surprise right decision. 75 there for that matchup. 83 for the 6-man. Even with Taz and Masato Tanaka involved, still does really well. Look at Dr. Death though with a 94. You love to see it. Taz with the Katajime over Masato Tanaka. And 83 again, as Stan Hansen's going to get the one with the Lariat over Headhunter A. And a solid little match there. Not a bad little show. Not a bad little show at all. So yeah, we just are, we're almost into the single digits now. After night 3, we officially will be. As, yeah, we just, we're rolling right along here with this tour. We got everything kind of locked in. Obviously, we're going to take up a good portion of October and really take our time, but, yeah, I feel like we're setting up for a hell of a final show, and that's the plan. We just gotta hope nobody gets majorly injured, is the big thing, obviously, with any tour that we do in TEW. We just hope, like, a Dr. Death Steve Williams injury doesn't happen, or a Kawada injury. That would be brutal. Alrighty, night 3, as, again, we have 7 matches booked. Which is nice, as far as we only have to have 1. Tauei's got a backstage in Cincinnati, entertain locker room by organizing a poker tournament. You love to see it. You love to see that big bastard get things going. Get things popping. But, yeah, I mean, this is a fun little matchup here. Big Titan, the Gladiator, Hayabusa versus Super Generation Army. Obviously, that team on the right's winning. Because, first of all, that's fucking stacked. You have Masawa and Kobashi on the same team. And also, Kikuchi's there to kind of combat with Hayabusa. It's nice to see, but Kendo Kobashi's going to beat Big Titan. It sucks that, obviously, Big Titan has that injury. Actually, this should be the main. Muta and Liger teaming up to take on Hashimoto and Dean Malenko. That will be a draw. I forgot to hit books. There we go. As, oh god, now we're all over the place. There we go. Jesus, Murphy. So finally, it's going to be the main event. That's a banger, though. That should go over really well. Then we'll have, yeah, probably the 6-man Blonde Squad versus Headhunters and Vampiro. Spivey's going to get the win there. In 20 minutes, we're going to have a junior tag match of The Great Sasuke and Tuko Scorpio against Satoru Osako and Hideki Osaka, as Tuko Scorpio going to get the win there. Then we'll have, yeah, we'll go Minoru Tanaka and Shinjiro Otani here, as Otani's going to beat Osama Nishimura. It's a big win. Big win, and obviously Tactician Squad versus, you know, they don't have a name yet, but as far as the team of Osama Nishimura, Kiyoshi Tamura, and Yuki Sano. Jericho and Damien. Now, unfortunately, we're just going to have it be a regular show. Unfortunately, even though Jericho's going to get the win, which is nice to see, they are both unimportant, so that match is going to fucking suck. Damien is super pissed, first of all, having to lose to him. So we'll keep him strong. Then Satoru Sayama versus Kentaro Shiga. Sayama, of course, going to beat Kentaro Shiga. We really need something to get us back out of the kind of the downfall of that Jericho-Damien matchup. Go with a tag. See what we got as far as yeah, I mean, Hanaga, I know we were kind of working, he was doing pretty well as of late. I don't know, he doesn't really have any chemistry with anybody, so I guess we can try and figure that out. See if there's anybody that we can throw his way. We'll have him and Graka Kobayashi team up, just for this sake. Yeah, then Brad Armstrong, Eddie Gilbert, just to give them a win, as well as Brad beat Kobayashi. That is our final matchup. That junior division is just stacked with team after team after team, it seems like. So back-to-back junior tag matches, plus a couple of junior matches as well. We're just junior heavy in that undercard. As, yeah, looks like it would be the Nakajima Sports Center. for night 3. Let's run it. 57 for the opener. Sayama with the diving headbutt in 9:51. Shigo, of course, really off his game. So damn, it was 40. We knew it was gonna suck, but I still wanted to have this match be on this card. Jericho getting the win with the lion tamer over Damien. He did outperform him. Damien was really off his game though, but I think it was a good performance from both guys. Obviously, just not over enough. 61 though for Shinjiro Otani on Sama Nishimura. That's a very good undercard matchup. As Shinjiro Otani with the Cobra Clutch in 10:02. That Tactician squad is just rolling though. But Brad Armstrong, Eddie Gilbert beating Hanaga and Kanki Kobayashi. Obviously, Brad Armstrong making the most of that, but also Eddie Gilbert outperformed Hanaga and Kobayashi as well. So I got a 70-77 for the junior tag match of Sasuke and Tuko Scorpio against Hideki Ozako and Satoru Ozako as Tuko Scorpio with a Scorpio Splash in 10:03. It's good stuff. Yeah, bouncing gave it a boost. Got the crowd buzzing. We're rolling. 86. Wow, for the 6-man of Hansen, Spivey, Johnny Ace, the Lawn Squad against Vampiro and the Headhunters. It's good stuff. Good stuff here. As, obviously Hansen, the front runner there. Spivey's going to beat Vampiro with a Spivey Spike. 90 for the 6-man. Even with the injury. It's impressive. Kobashi pinning Big Titan with the Orange Crush. That's fucking crazy to hit somebody that big with the Orange Crush. But Hayabusa with an 87. He outperformed Kobashi. That's kind of crazy. Thanks to Kobashi being off his game. What's that with a 92? Yes, good stuff. And 92 for the main event. It's Muda and Liger drawing with Shin Yoshimoto and Dean Malenko in a 30-minute time limit draw. Yeah, Dean Malenko, best guy in the match. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. 87s all around. Fun stuff, though. That was a hell of a match. Hell of a show, to be honest. We needed a solid little tour show like that. That was nice to see. That's a great show, though. It's on to night 4 we go. Alrighty, night 4. As we have 7 matches on this card as well. We just keep on adding little by little to some of these cards. As Dan Spivey wants to put over Akira. Did not see that coming. It's wild. Yes. So I believe we are at the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. Guess we probably could run Chubu. We'll wait. We will wait. So the main event is probably this Hansen Spivey against the tag champions, Masawa and Kanemoto. So Koji Kanemoto's gonna beat Stan Hansen. So there's a little revenge for Koji Kanemoto. Stan Hansen's gonna lose, but man, that is well deserved as far as that win for Koji Kanemoto. He's had that, long time coming to get that win. Of course, Hansen Spivey beat them last year during the tag league. Fantastic stuff. And I feel like for them to be 2-2 going into the tag league, I think it's going to be perfect. As there's Theodore knocking over my medicine from the table like the prick that he is now. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. No, but yeah, we go through that again. So the co-main, probably this 6-man that we talked about at the beginning of the episode, British Combat Club versus Super Astro, Ultimate Dragon, and the Great Sasuke. Norman's going to beat Sasuke there. Tough break for Sasuke, but that's going to be a banger. For sure. As, then probably Holy Demon Army versus Masahiro Chono and Akira. So Black Tiger 2 going to beat Akira in 20 minutes. Damien and Vampiro versus Jericho and Johnny Ace. Obviously, Johnny Ace, best guy in the match, going to get the win there. Then this Choshu, Kensuke Sasaki, Jun Akiyama, Takeo Mori matchup. Takeo Mori is going to beat Riki Choshu. It's a big win for that man. Then Firecat versus Yuji Nagata. As Nagata's going to beat Firecat. Obviously, Firecat still, Brady Boone just cannot work a 10-minute match anymore. And to open up the show, Shiro Kashinaka versus Muhammad Yoe. As, I need to stop saying Yon and actually say the right fucking name. I've been doing it literally since 2008, 2009, probably. Maybe even before then, but definitely the late 2000s, for sure, at the earliest. And it's a terrible quality, and for the new year, it's my resolution to stop being that way as far as with pronunciations of stuff. Because sometimes it is as far as an accident, but other times it is just out of pure, like, I've been saying it that way for years. I don't know why my brain just always goes back to that. But Muhammad Yone going to lose, obviously, Shiro Kashinaka, since he is a young lion, though. as Kashinaka gets a nice deserved win, even though he's probably not going to perform all that well. So we need to steal the show matchup. We'll have it be attack. That will work out great for us. So let's have Ranigans and Scott Norton out there. And then Takano Nagano. Oh, no, we'll go with the Takano brothers. We'll go George and him. Perfect. First time meeting. Funny enough. So we'll have Ranigans beat Takano. Shunji Takano, to be exact. The absolute giant of a man. Alrighty. A lot of tag matches. Got 1 6-man and, of course, 2 singles. Let's run night 4. It's a 51 for the opener. Jesus Christ. As Shiro Kashinaka did really well, but man, Muhammad Yone sucked ass with a 24. Was really off his game as well. And he's, like, those guys that have to split time doing MMA stuff, it's just unfortunate that we have to do that because I think it really hurts their development more than anything. But what a match here for Yuji Nagata and Firecat and the inverted figure 4 from Yuji Nagata. He's got great chemistry with a lot of guys. Nagata does him and Furnace, him and Firecat now. It's a great way to boost him up. Yuji Nagata, man, we're ready. We just gotta push him to the top. Flash match against Takano and the Takano brothers. Very close. Scott Norton, because he was really off his game, cost them as far as being the better team, but a decent little match appeared as the Takano brothers losing to Brett Renegans as Takano with a bridging cradle suplex. 73 for Kensuke Sasaki and Riki Choshu against Takeya Omori and Jun Akiyama. Figured that was going to happen. Kensuke being the best guy and Choshu being the worst guy. Takeya Omori pinning Riki Choshu with a lariat, though. It's a good win for Akiyama and Takeya Omori. Damien and Vampiro losing to Johnny Ace and Jericho. Johnny Ace with an Ace Crusher in 1957. Sagata 69. 78 for Taue and Black Tiger 2 against Akira and Masahiro Chono. It's crazy that Taue is almost as worse as Black Tiger 2. Obviously, Eddie's the man, but it's just kind of funny in the perspective of literally Taue, the first ever All-Asia Heavyweight Champion, has had like tag team title runs. Obviously, he's great with Kawada, but you see here that he's not involved with either the Four Musketeers, either the Four Pillars, or the, obviously him and Kawada as a team. It does not go well for him at all, but Black Tiger 2 with the Brainbuster win over Akira. And 82 for the 6-man of British Combat Club versus the Great Sasuke, Ultimo Dragon, Super Astro, with Sasuke taking the Norman Conquest. Ultimo Dragon, best guy in the match, followed by the Great Sasuke. Shout out Sasuke. Norman Smiley and Steven Regal were both really off their games. 87 for the main event as Masao and Kanemoto meeting Stan Hansen and Dan Spivey. Great win there for Koji Kanemoto, though, getting that win over Stan Hansen, the man who really pummeled him into the point where, as far as starting the rebirth, well, maybe not even the rebirth, just the shedding of the Tiger Mask character in the birth of Koji Kanemoto. And, as far as that, to have that kind of story, have another layer to it with this tag match, helps that out really well. But that was nice to see, as far as the tag champs getting a win, main eventing a show as well. Nice to see. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. As on to night 5 we go. We're almost at the halfway point. Once we get past night 6, obviously, it's we'll be at the halfway point and smooth sailing from there. But so far, very pleased with how the tour is going. Again, just gotta hope nobody gets hurt. Alrighty, night 5, as this video now probably going to be a little bit delayed, as I overslept, but that's okay. It's no big deal, as should still be out that Saturday night instead of just the early evening, but that's no big deal. So for this show, I believe everything is pre-booked. I think we are all squared away there, but we have one backstage instance, Tiger Toy. Eddie gave the locker room a lift and provide a crate of free drinks for everyone. Shout out Tiger Tori, the man. So for this show, man, the main event's got to be this. Doc and Malenko against Liger and Kawada. Like, that's crazy. And it's going to be a time limit draw as well. We're really protecting these matches here. Those kind of 3 matches that, the All-Asia Heavyweight title match, obviously Unified Grand Heavyweight title matchup, and then the Junior Heavyweight title matchup. But yeah, this is just, we're trying to protect guys out there. And then we're going to have British Combat Club versus Astro and Ultimo Dragon in singles matches. I don't know what's going to be better, to be honest. I don't know if it's going to be the Regal Ultimo one or the Smiley Astro won. I think I'm going to go with Regal and Ultimo Dragon, though, because that match sounds pretty awesome, to be honest, as Ultimo Dragon will be getting the win. Steven Regal a little unhappy about that. We won't keep him strong, though. As then Norman and Astro. Norman Smiley's going to get the win there. Oh, probably this Kobashi, Jun Akiyama, Johnny Ace, Chris Jericho is... I mean, I don't know what Theodore's on right now. He is flipping out. He's just running all around the room, playing with everything, as Jun Akiyama beating Chris Jericho in 20 minutes. Makes sense, you know, Jericho's the worst guy in the match. This Holy Demon Army... yeah, we'll probably go with this one first. The first Holy Demon Army versus the Miracle Vines Alliance matchup is Towing Ogawa against Gordy and Taz. It's going to be still the show matchup as Ogawa's going to be Taz. Is the Holy Demon Army against Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. Is Fuchi's going to be Jinsei Shinzaki. As Shudo, we're finally going to have them be a stable here. So, Satoru Sayama, Kazuyo Yamasaki. It's also going to be Naoki Sano, Osamu Nishimura, and then Kiyoshi Demura. That is Shudo. Obviously, Shudo, based off of the MMA promotion that Sayama founded. And Yamasaki, basically, the tie between him and Sayama, of course, you know, as far as he was a trainer, Sayama was for Yamasaki. And even when Sayama got unmasked by Kyoki Kobayashi, first guy to put the mask back on him was Yamasaki. You know, so they have that tie, obviously. It's just kind of, especially at this time, you're talking like close to about 10, 12 years at this point. I want to say that was 1983 or 84, so about 10, 11 years at that point. But Sayama and Kazuyo Yamasaki beating Riki Choshu and Shiro Kashinaka's Sayama's going to beat Choshu there. Oh, I got that. Sayama's the road agent. Yes, that would be Fuchi. And then Azuka versus Teokia to start off the show, as Azuka's going to get the win in 10 minutes, obviously the Young Lion. Taking the loss. I think a pretty solid little show here. As, yeah, I thought we just ran the Nakajima Sports Zone. Yeah, we just did. Yeah, we just ran Kyushu. I was about to say, we ran that night 1, I believe. Yeah, we're back to the Wakayama Prefectural Gym. So we are going to be running Osaka for 95. 60 for the opener. Izuka with the blockbuster hold, 953. Not bad at all. 80 for Fuchi and Masato Tanaka against Jinsei Shinzaki and Hayabusa. It's a good match. Obviously, the right team wins. As far as Masato Fuchi with STF over Jinsei Shinzaki in 10-19. 75 for Otaue and Ogawa against Taz and Terry Gordy. Right team winning there as Ogawa getting the submission win. 81 for Kobashi and Jun Akiyama against Jericho and Johnny Ace. Is Jun Akiyama with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Awesome to see Jun Akiyama doing so well, but want him to be a little bit better. Want him to be like in the 80s, sooner rather than later. So 78 for Norman versus Astro. Norman's Conquest getting the win there for Norman, as Norman with an 80, 76 for Super Astro. Jesus Christ, a 95 as Steven Regal and Ultimo Dragon. Great chemistry. What a matchup that was. That was crazy. Got the crowd hotter too. Dragon Sleeper from Ultimo Dragon. This would be a crazy-ass match. I'm trying to think, because Regal was gone from WCW, I think, by the time Ultimo Dragon was there. They might have just... Well, no, I think they might have passed each other as far as... Because I think Regal was gone by the time... He's definitely gone before 98. So I think he was there 97. So I think that's when him and Goldberg had the match. I want to say that was 97. Probably late 97 or either early 98. Either way, as far as I believe that's the only time they were in the same company together. And they were, of course, when Ultimo Dragon wins the Fed, so 2004. But Regal was on Raw, he was on SmackDown. So rarely did they ever get to, as far as have this matchup even take place. That's what kind of made that intriguing. But the 96 for the main event, Doc and Dean Malenko drawing with Liger and Kawada in a 30-minute time limit draw. Fun match there. Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome as far as they match up pretty well. Obviously, Liger and Kawada, you got a unique little matchup there with the as far as the anime-based character, and then Kawada just being an absolute savage in there. It's a good show. Yeah, the people at the Wakayama Professional Gym got a hell of a show. That is for sure. As we are close to the halfway point now, on to night 6 we go. Alrighty, night 6, everything's pre-booked, so we can just load everything up. As the main event for this show is this Holy Demon Army Miracle Vine's Alliance, Miracle Vine's Connection match, rather. Tag matchup as the Miracle Vine's Connection will get the win, as Doc's going to beat Taue. They will probably get outperformed, but a nice little upset for them. I believe they've never had a tag match against each other. It's kind of crazy to think. Obviously, they kind of missed each other as far as really once Kawada joined Sarutogun, you were mainly seeing the Miracle Vine's Alliance side of things, like Doc and Gary Albright, not really Doc and Gordy. But this is a great match to have. And, obviously, the Tag League right around the corner, so setting up our rematch there as well. As far as the co-main, probably this, honestly, junior tag matchup, El Samurai, Liger against Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko. Dean's going to beat Liger. That's a big win. Beating the junior champion there. Pretty massive. Man, as far as, we really don't have a lot of options. We kind of packed this up with a lot of mid-card, lower mid-card stuff. We got a interesting little tag matchup. As Brian Armstrong, Eddie Gilbert, obviously junior team taking on the heavyweight team of the Can-Am Express, as they will be getting the win as Crawford's going to beat Eddie Gilbert. Oh, Eddie Gilbert can't work. Missed to have an ECW thing going on. Oh yeah, this Wednesday. Yeah, that's usually when they run. Well, shit. Let's see here. We might go with Hanaga. Oh, we should probably actually go with a heavyweight team, actually, the more I think about it. Yeah, let's just go Kensuke Sasaki and Hiroshi Hase. Hase's probably, is a star. This match just got a whole lot better. Yeah, but to say the last time we did this with the Tag League, we will still have Dan Crawford get a win now. We'll have Dan Crawford beat Kensuke. There we go, nice little upset. That's gonna fuck that all up, but that's okay. Yeah, I guess this would be next. Tactical Tactician Squad against the, we're gonna have, let's have Otani get a win. Let's have Otani beat Jackie Fulton. So that's a Steal the Show matchup. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll keep it as is for now. Then we got, actually this Takano Nagano, this is a rematch from Night 4. I really liked how it went the first time around. We're going to do it again here on this night, and this time we're going to give Takano and the Takano brothers a win over Flash and Smash. It's going to be 10 minutes. Shudo versus Hayabusa, Firecat, and Jinsei Shinzaki. As Sayama's going to beat Jinsei Shinzaki in 10 minutes. Then the 6-man tag of Tenkoji with Yuji Nagata against No Fear and Jun Akiyama. So obviously Takayama, not a part of the Super Generation Army, but it's nice to at least get them involved at some points like this in the undercard where it doesn't really matter, as Jun Akiyama beating Tenzan. And to kick off the show, Yamasaki versus Tamon Honda, as Yamasaki going to get the win, obviously, of Tamon Honda there. So yeah, we should be, it's a lot of, we have so many matches that are under 20 minutes compared to what we usually do. But I think it still should be a pretty good card, all things considered. Yeah, I think we're going to go to Chubu now. The Niigata City Gymnasium. Let's run it as a 60 for Yamasaki and Tamon Honda. That seems to be kind of the cap for a lot of those Young Lion singles matches. It's a 60. As a 69, though, for the 6-man tag of Tenkoji with Yuji Nagata against No Fear and Jun Akiyama. Obviously, Uncle Jun being the man here in this matchup, as he gets him on the Blue Thunder Bomb on Tenzan. Takayama the 46. Not great. Not great. 78, though, for the Shudo versus Firecat Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki team. Diving headbutt from Sayama on Jinsei Shinzaki. Yeah, obviously, Hayabusa's got to carry Shinzaki and Firecat, but a good little matchup, though. Nonetheless, Nuki Sano. Maybe a new high spot. Pop the crowd. Hell yeah. 65, though, for Takano Nagano, or just the Takano brothers, rather, as I'm not used to having George back, as the Takano brothers beating Scott Norton and Brad Renegans, as Takano pinning Scott Norton at 9:41. Scott Norton again, I believe he was the same one that was off his game last time. Off his game yet again, 68 for the Tactical Tactician squad against the Fantastics, as Otani with the Cobra Clutch on Jackie Fulton. Otani was the worst guy in the match, thanks to him being really off his game, so that sucks. Trying to give him a big win, and he fucks us. 84, though, for Hase and Gensuke Sasaki against the Can-Am Express. Close, but I would say believable upset, though. Dan Crawford with the Tiger Driver on Kensuke Sasaki, rather. I don't know what the hell that was, but Kensuke Sasaki and Dan Crawford were only 2 points difference. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, the tag league matchup is probably going to be really good as well. 89 for the junior tag matchup of Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko against Liger. Now Samurai, Dean beating Liger with the Texas Cloverleaf. Great win over the junior champion, though. Jesus Christ, on 98, though, for the main event. As Dr. Dusty Williams pinning Taway with the Dr. Bomb. Yeah, Terry Gordy weak link there, but, I mean, that was a fantastic main event. What a show. I mean, you can't really beat a tour show that gets a 96. That's pretty crazy. Wow. And, yeah, night 6 in the books. That's going to be a tough one to top. That is for sure. It's on to a night 7 we go. Alrighty, night 7. Another night where everything's pre-booked. We're just rolling right along here because of that. As a backstage incident, it's Taway passing on microphone work to Masato Tanaka. So the main event's going to be the 6th man. It is going to be Liger teaming up with Super Astro and Ultimate Dragon against Norman Smiley, Steven Regal, and Dean Malenko. What a match, though. This is Jesus Christ. It's kind of funny how this, blends together so well when obviously, Liger and Ultimate Dragon have had their history, and even Dean, to an extent, has had his history at the British Combat Club. And, just as far as a very, very fun matchup. But Liger's going to get that win back over Dean Malenko in the main event. You love to see it. As then we're going to have a 6-man of Terry Funk, the Gladiator, and Hayabusa against the Super Generation Army, as Hayabusa is going to beat Koji Kanemoto. What a win, though, for Hayabusa over Kanemoto. That is massive. Then we'll have probably this El Samurai Wild Pegasus matchup. So Wild Pegasus is going to beat El Samurai. I believe this is a matchup that's happened once before. Yes, Best Super Juniors, where Wild Pegasus won last year. So 2 straight singles victories for Wild Pegasus. We'll probably go with... That's tough. Yeah, we'll go with this first. Big Titan Damien against Super Generation Army, Takeo Mori. Tsuyoshi Kikuchi's Steel Show matchup, as Kikuchi's going to get the win over Damien. Then we'll do Osamu Nishimura and Nuki Sano against Hideki Osaka. Satoru Osaka's Nuki Sano going to get the win. Obviously, Shudo there getting the win. Brad Armstrong and Eddie Gilbert against 2 Cold Scorpio. And the Great Sasuke is Brad Armstrong's going to get the win. They've had one match in the past. Yeah, that was back in May of this year. 2 Cold Scorpio and the Great Sasuke won. So a little win back for the Brad Armstrong Eddie Gilbert team. Chono versus Manabu Nakanishi in the undercard, which obviously Chono's going to win. And then Masashi Iragi against Kentora Shiga, which again, obviously, the established talent's going to beat the Young Lion. Boy, yeah, now we are getting, we're stretching it thin now, as far as where we should run next. I want to save Kanto for as long as we can. I think we're going to run the Star Lanes, though. I think that's the best bet. Let's run it. Oh my god, 49. They have great chemistry, but Jesus, this did not go well. As Kentora Shiga was really off his game. Cold crowd there in the opener. That's terrible. Terrible. Chono gets us back, though. With a 77, he gets the win with the STF, the Deathlock STF, obviously. And 68, though, for the match rating. Manabu Nakanishi with 39. That is pretty bad. 75 for Brad Armstrong at A. Gilbert against 2 Cold Scorpio and the Great Sasuke. Side Russian leg sweep there from Brad Armstrong. 78, though, from Armstrong. 75 with the Great Sasuke. It's a good little junior tag match. 73 for Shudo versus Satoru Osaka and Hideki Osaka. It's crazy how kind of far they have fallen in Hideki Osaka and Satoru Osaka, but they've just been surpassed by kind of everybody else. And this is a great team, though. The Nuki Sano Osamu Nishimura team has a Nuki Sano with a Scoop Brainbuster in 1751. Goes over really well. Good little matchup. Steal the Show matchup did not steal the show. It's Big Titan and Damien stunk up the joint As if it wasn't for Kikuchi, this would be really, really bad, as Kikuchi submitting Damien in 9:54. A 79 for Wild Pegasus and El Samurai is the Wild Bomb from Wild Pegasus. El Samurai did outperform him. Obviously, we're going to see much more from them in the future. As Koji Kanemoto strains his bicep in the 6-man. That's unfortunate. At least it just slows him down a little bit, but not a whole lot. Hayabusa with the Falcon Arrow on Koji Kanemoto because the injury outperforms him, no problem. And then at 79, surprisingly, for the main event. I'm very surprised at how that went. Thought that'd be a lot better, especially with Liger and Dean Malenko in 88's Ultimo Dragon, Steven Regal in 82, and 84 for Norman. And yet, it was not good enough to really get the crowd. I mean, it got the crowd interested again, but I figured the match beforehand would have done that. But that's okay, though. We had a still good show. It was a good show on paper, but this injury just kind of fucked everything up. Actually, probably this kind of fucked everything up. If we would have swapped this and this with a Steal the Show matchup, would have been way better. But that's okay. No big deal. Just a tour show. Not the end of the world. Yeah, so we just have, as far as 5 nights left of the tour. Hard to believe, as far as that is pretty wild to think. Obviously, 4 tour shows and the final show being the 12th day. As far as we just got to keep on rolling. Just keep on rolling until we get to the final show of the October Giant Series. We see a major main event. And hopefully nobody gets hurt again. As far as we're getting really close now. Because this tour is getting to day number 8. It's getting into the especially 8 shows in 2 weeks. That's a lot. It's a lot to handle for the roster. But hopefully we ease up a little bit and those guys can recover. Alrighty. Night 8. As we do have another full card. We just keep on rolling, as, man, it's very tempting, but I think we still just gotta hold out for as long as we can with that, as we'll run the Sendai Sun Plaza for night 8 here. So the main event will be this 8-man, as it's the Miracle Vines Connection, not the Alliance, as, make sure Terry Gordy's over there, with Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko taking on Kawada, Taue, El Samurai, and Jushin. Thunder Liger's El Samurai's going to beat Wild Pegasus. That's definitely going to change that, but that should be a really good main event, though. Main event, though, 3 Musketeers versus the Can-Am India Express, as Chono's going to beat the Great Gama in 20 minutes. Then we're going to go with this Hayabusa-Koji Kanemoto matchup, as Koji Kanemoto is going to beat Hayabusa, getting that win back. It's a big win. Shudo and there's a Fantastics. There's Osamu Nishimura getting the win over the Fantastics. Obviously, this is the team that has the great chemistry, so that should work out well. But Osamu Nishimura getting a major win. Then we'll have Choshu and Kashinaka against Takano brothers, as George Takano pinning Shiro Kashinaka in 10 minutes. So, Choshu's the agent. There we go. So we're finally going to book Giant Baba in something. As Baba's going to beat, or no, he's not going to beat, rather, he's going to lose to Yuji Nagata. It's crazy we haven't booked him since February. I mean, obviously he's just at the point where he's just so bad, and he'd definitely be done by this point anyways, but I think it's because I don't think we can, I don't know if it sets the user to retire, as far as in-ring wise. I just now realized that he had a divorce. I had no idea that him and Mrs. Baba divorced. Holy shit. As hopefully Mrs. Baba's out of here then. Holy, it's weird saying that she's Mrs. Baba when, obviously, maybe she still kept the name, but Jesus Christ. What incredible developments. Too Cold Scorpio, Muhammad Yone. Too Cold's gonna beat Muhammad Yone there, and then Wellington Wilkins Jr. against a new signee and a new young lion, Saki Machizuki, the goddamn man. It sucks that we waited so long to sign him. Just kind of got lost in time there, as far as, because he really was just working independently for the past couple of years. And I signed him at first. I just was like, maybe we can just send him on a quick excursion. But now he's 26. He's a little too old to be sent on an excursion, unfortunately. So we'll see how he does as far as in this opener against Wellington Wilkins Jr. As I just want to make sure. So we do need to steal the show matchup. As, yeah, we'll go with... trying to think what would probably be the best Steal the Show matchup. I guess it'd be this. Again, we're going really undercard heavy with a lot of these cards, which is fine, because, like, this should probably never be a co-main. Honestly, this should be the co-main. Guess we should, yeah, we could just bump that up. Alright, let's run Night 8 here. Oh my god, well, then looking Junior breaks his jaw. Tough break. Tough break for sure. It's Machizuki with a 28 to start it off. Not great. Not a great start. Boy, what a terrible... And then they don't click between Two Cold Scorpion and Mom and Yone. They'd be a fun team, too. Just kind of curious to see what they would look like as a team. A Scorpio Splash or Mom and Yone in 943. At least Machizuki was better than Mom and Yone. Yuji the God over Giant Baba. I mean, Jesus Christ. This has just been an embarrassing couple of matches. Yeah, Giant Baba just fucking stunk up the joint there. But Choshu and Kashinaka finally get on the right track. As Kashinaka and Riki Choshu... I mean, Kashinaka at least was close enough to the Kano brothers, but Choshu, again, just way off from everybody else. Tombstone Pile Driver, though, from George Takano on Kashinaka. I got a 59.70, though, for Osama Nishimura and Yuki Sano against Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers. Big win, though, for Osama Nishimura on Bobby Fulton. Yuki Sano, though, being the man there, as far as being head and shoulders above everybody else. An 80 for the 6-man of the Three Musketeers versus the Can-Am India Express. It's the Great Gama with the Yakuza kick. Or the Great Gama taking the Yakuza kick, by Masahiro Chono. As the Three Musketeers killing it. Dan Crawford, Doug Furness killing it. And then the Great Gama with a 58. And a 77 for Hayabusa and Koji Kinomoto. Koji Kinomoto with the Koji Clutch. Even though with the injury, it's still a decent little matchup. The main event is an 80. As the Miracle Vines connection with Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. Losing to the Holy Demon Army. Obviously the Holy Demon Army. With El Samurai and Jushin Liger. I mean, what a team. Both these, two teams are combining as far as into one. But Doc was the best guy. Oh, no, Dean Malenko was the best guy, rather. Wow, 89. Doc was the second best guy, then Liger and Kawada with 84s. It's a hell of a match. Terry Gordy's getting better, it seems like, which is fascinating. It's good stuff, yeah. Good little show. Good little show. On to Night 9 we go. Alrighty, Night 9, as I think everyone's catching on to the vibe. We're really, we're booked up for most of these shows now. Super Astro's was in fine form before the show, keeping everyone in great moods. The Slayer's road stories helped create a relaxed and happy atmosphere. Terry Funk was brought forward versus court, accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. So the judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty in sentence of pay first travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Good shit. So the main event, probably this Hase Kensuke Sasaki Chono Muto matchup, or well, Muta in this case, since obviously he's the great Muta, but Hiroshi Hase gonna beat Masahiro Chono. That's a huge win, first of all. It's a hell of a main event. Co-main event, well, that would be Hashimoto versus Shiro Kashinaka. As actually, I think they don't have any chemistry, is why this is a 10-minute matchup. So Shinya Hashimoto's gonna beat Kashinaka. We'll probably have Taue and Terry Gordy then be the co-main, as Taue is gonna beat Terry Gordy. Terry Gordy's gonna be struggling with this a little bit. Obviously, he's used to the tag team scene. Yeah, then Hansen and Johnny Ace against the Headhunters. The Headhunters are going to get the win. Headhunter A is going to beat Johnny Ace. This is, we've had this a couple of times as far as 6-man, but I believe this is the first time 2v2. Yes, it is. That's a first time. That's a nice little first time matchup. As far as Steve Williams and Taz against the Holy Demon Army, Kawada and Yoshinari Ogawa, Doc's going to beat Ogawa. Doc's been getting a lot of wins as of late. That is pretty wild. Pretty wild. I guess we'll just keep it there. I don't know. It's a tough spot to really figure out where I want to put that. We'll go with the 6-man of Hayabusa, Jin Seishunzaki, and Firecat against Shudo, as Sayama's going to be Firecat. Firecat's going to struggle with this as well. And Fuchi versus Timon Honda. So Fuchi's going to get the win in 10 minutes, and then Dan Spivey, Teokia. Spivey's going to obviously beat Teokia. Pretty straightforward stuff. As I'm trying to think where we're back at again. I think we are back around to, yeah, we'll just run the Royal Memorial Hall, because I know that we'll sell that out. No, or the Walking Out Perfection Gym, rather. We'll sell that out, no problem. Let's run it. So 59 for the opener. Dan Spivey beating Teo Kia. Spivey was off his game. Spivey spiked, though, for Dan Spivey in 10:27 to 59 there. 75 for Fuchi and Timon Honda. Backdrop suplex from Fuchi over Timon Honda. Another 75 for the six-man. As the Shudo team getting the win as Sayama with the diving headbutt over Firecat. The Shudos, I mean, them and the Tactical Detection Squad, like, they're stacked, man. That junior division, I think from top to bottom, I can't praise our junior division enough, how well everything kind of flows together. It's really nice. Nice to see us Doc and Taz beating Ogawa and Kawada. Probably should have had Kawada and Ogawa win, but Doc's going to get the win with the backdrop driver over Ogawa in 20 minutes. It's a big win, though. 77 for Headhunter A and B against Johnny Ace and Stan Hansen. It's close. I mean, it's very, very close. I think a believable upset, for sure, as Headhunter A is beating Johnny Ace with a diving leg drop. Another 77 is Hashimoto's beating Shiro Kashinaka with a spinning heel kick. Actually, they don't have any negative chemistry, so that's nice. It's a nice little 10-minute matchup, though. Something different. To have that be that high up on the card and it be that short. Damn, Terry Gordy outperformed. Oh, no, I thought that was an 81. That was a 61. I was about to say, it's like, goddamn. But no, Taue with a dynamic bomb in 20 minutes. Good win for Taue. Nice little matchup, though. An 80 and a 90 for our main event as Hase and Kisuke Sasaki against Masahiro Chono and the Great Muda. Hell of a match. Muda was the best guy. Chono losing to Hase. At least that makes sense as far as Hase, the better of the two. Getting the win with the Northern Lights suplex. Hell of a match, though. And finally, we're back into the high 80s, low 90s, or even, in some cases, I think that was Night 6 that had, like, the 97 or 96 rated show. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. As now we just have our final tour shows left. Nights 10 and 11, into the double digits now. We're rolling right along. I think, this tour has done a great job as far as showcasing talent that we usually don't do. We are really branching out and giving a lot of the guys that are not going to be on the final show a lot of room to work with, which is nice to see. And as long as we keep doing that, I think we'll be just fine as far as nobody's going to get majorly injured, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Alrighty, night 10, as we have a backstage incident again. It's Taue passing on Psychology to Masato Tanaka. What a tag match that was. The Ultimate Dragon Super Astro against the Can-Am Express. Some good shit there. I think we're going to go back to the... then the Goddess Stage Gymnasium, maybe? It'd be close to a sellout. Might run... Yeah, I think we'll run the Nakajima Sports Center, actually. Not a bad call. As for the main event of this show... Man, there's a lot of good shit on here, but the Super Generation Army, British Combat Club... Obviously a bit one-sided for the British Combat Club side, as Johnny Smith's going to beat Kikuchi there. I gotta change Johnny Smith out of that match. This is probably the main, though. Terry Funk, the Gladiator, against Masao and Kobashi. What a match. Masao's going to beat the Gladiator there. You love to see it. As, now we just have Hanson Spivey, the Headhunters, too. That's another very fun matchup, as the Headhunters are going to get a, I don't know. I feel like, because the Headhunters just beat Hanson, and, yeah, I think Hanson should get a win over one of them. That kind of makes more sense to do. So they get that revenge to Stan Hansen. Now we are getting into some, as far as really some undercard shit here. So Tenkoji with Yuji Nagata against Takano, and Nagano. Is Yuji Nagata's going to beat Shinichi Nakano in 10 minutes. As I gotta change that as well. A lot of things I gotta change. But Azuka over Super Strong Machine. On the undercard, Azuka's going to get the win there. Can't believe they have Super Strong Machine. Sword Agent. And, Masashi Aoyagi against Masaki Machizuki, as Aoyagi's going to get the win. Hopefully nobody gets hurt in that matchup. That'd be crazy if it just people keep on getting injured. But, yeah, Johnny Smith obviously is in that 6-man, so we can't have that. Trying to think who'd be a good replacement. Because I know, well, we might use the Great Gama's unimportant. Never mind that. We might go with Baba, actually, just to have the worst match of all time. Plus, Nakanishi's now not a young lion anymore. We need him to get something going. So this is... Yeah, that match is going to be so bad. So very, very bad. 8-minute matchup. Jesus Christ, is that going to be bad, though. See, he still can't even work that long. Also, I still like the Akatoshi Saito, Hideki Osaka, and Satoru Osaka team. I think, though, we're going to add either Shudo to that, or even, yeah, probably Shudo, honestly. That seems to be the best case scenario for this. Maybe the Tactical Tactician Squad. Yeah, let's do that. Minoru Tanaka, Shinichi Funaki, and, obviously, Shinjiro Otani. Yeah, I think that's for the best. Yeah, let's give Otani another win. Alrighty. Yeah, as far as kind of what we're expecting, I think this card, it's just got to get back on track as far as after the Baba Manabu Nakanishi matchup. We're good to go. Let's run this show. Yeah, 30. Saw that one coming. German suplex from Manabu Nakanishi. 42 for Masashi Aoyagi and Masaki Machizuki, which Machizuki with the 29 is already getting better. So that's a nice sign. He's almost better than Manabu Nakanishi is. He's only had 2 matches. Suzuka over Super Strong Machine. Decent little undercard matchup. Not bad at all. Blockbuster hold for Izuka, 57 for Satoru Osaka, Hideki Osaka, and Akatoshi Saito against the Tactical Tactician Squad as Otani with the Cobra Clutch. Nice little win. And a decent little undercard matchup, 57-59 for Nagata with Tenkoji against Shinichi Nakano and the Takano brothers. Nagata pinning Shinichi Nakano with a Brainbuster. Nagata was the worst guy in the match, but a decent little undercard matchup. If I do say so. Decent undercard, mid-card matchup. The Headhunters losing to Stan Hansen and Dan Spivey. It's Hansen with the Lariat in 20 minutes. Nice win there for Hansen and Spivey. 75 for the 6-man team of the the 6-man matchup, rather, as Takeo Mori, Jun Akiyama, and Seo Shikuchi losing to the British Combat Club as Johnny Smith with the Death Valley Bomb on Seo Shikuchi. Probably should have had Takeo Mori take that loss, but it is what it is. And an 83 for the main event as Masao and Kobashi beating Terry Funk and the Gladiator. As Masao with the Tiger Driver. Great ratings there from Masao and Kobashi, obviously, with the great chemistry, rather, not excellent chemistry, but the great chemistry. Probably should have been higher, but the card really lacked a lot of substance, really. We're kind of stretching it thin with a lot of the guys that we're booking on this show. We're going really undercard heavy with a lot of this, and it's not really paying off as far as for overall show quality, but that's kind of the point of tour shows, though, at the end of the day. We want to get these guys better, and the only way to do that is to actually book them on the tour. They're not going to get better just by hanging out and doing nothing, so there is that. But our final tour show coming up, day 11. Hopefully everything goes well. I mean, we can only hope that nothing seriously bad happens. But yeah, on to the final night of the tour. Alrighty, final tour show. Let's see what we get as far as our main event. Will be this 8-man tag. Big ass 8-man tag. As again, it's supposed to be Terry Gordy. It's Terry Gordy and Doc. And Liger and El Samurai taking on Hanson, Spivey, Wild Pegasus, and Dean Malenko. Interesting matchup because, obviously they had just teamed up. Dean Malenko, Wild Pegasus, that was a couple nights ago with the Miracle Vines connection. So for them now to be on the other side of that coin is interesting to see. But Dean Malenko's going to beat El Samurai in 20 minutes. I thought about having Gordy lose, but I think this is the best case scenario there. Then the co-main is probably this. I mean, there's not a lot of great stuff on this card, I'll be honest. We are, again, stretching it thin with some of the cards. Yeah, this is, yeah, we can't do that. So, because that's obviously, Spivey's actually in that next matchup. So we'll just skip right along here to Terry Funk, Hayabusa, and Jinsei Shinzaki against the Super Generation Army. Terry Funk going to beat Takeo Omori there, which is crazy, that team on the left is winning. Because obviously Jinsei Shinzaki is the worst guy in that matchup. But, yeah. I mean, it should be an interesting matchup, though. Nonetheless, Now for the rest of this card, my god. So this Brad Armstrong, Naria Hanaga junior singles matchup's a decent little matchup. We're going to give that 10 minutes. Brad Armstrong going to get the win. Then Shudo versus the Holy Demon Army. We're going to give this a little bit more time. Give that like 20 minutes. Yamasaki's going to get the win. Probably over Masato Tanaka. Then we will have Takano Brothers versus No Fear. It's Takeo Mori. Again, I just now realized we can't have that matchup, probably. As George Takano is extremely unhappy with this, though. Because, yeah, isn't Takeo Mori in that matchup? Yes, that's what I thought. So, we'll back to the drawing board. I will just go Tengoji then. Tengoji or either the Can-Am Express, one or the other. Just kind of see. So we did do this night 10, so I think this would be a little, having the 6-man and have the tag the very next night. I think that makes sense. Actually, yeah, and Nagata and Tengoji won, so we'll give the Takano brothers a win this time around. So I'll have George get a win. Good stuff. Making that work. Then Riki Choshu versus Manabu Nakanishi. Choshu's going to beat Nakanishi, and then Black Tiger versus Mohamed Yone as Black Tiger 2 getting the win in 10 minutes. So, we have to add one more match, which is fine. I think we're in a perfect spot for it. Mainly, it's got to be something that's better, like a good co-main event. We need that for sure. Because it's just not hitting. Yeah, it's just not hitting like we want it to. I was thinking of having Regal and Smith against Ultimo Dragon the Great Sasuke. That could be something a little different. And we'll have... let's have Sasuke beat Johnny Smith, actually. That'd be fun. Big win for the Ultimo Dragon Great Sasuke team. Man, we are really going heavy on the junior stuff. For sure. Because there's 1, 2, 3... Guess technically, you got junior guys in the matchup, but it's mainly heavyweight guys as well. For the rest of that card. We're going to stay out of Kanto. So we will be running the Niigata City Gymnasium for this final night of the tour. Night 11, it's in the books. Let's run it. 59 for the opener. Black Tiger 2 beating Mohamed Yone with the Gory special. Mohamed Yone off his game yet again. 50 for Riki Choshu and Manabu Nakanishi. It's very close. 46-42, yeah, missed that. Not great undercard. The Takano brothers beating Tengoji. Shunji Takano, best guy in the match, even though he was off his game. So that's a big shout for sure. And George Takano with the tombstone over Satoshi Kojima. 58 for both guys there. Another bad little undercard matchup as Shudo versus Holy Demon Army. As Kazuyo Yamasaki beating Masafuchi with a submission, which is crazy. Probably should have Masato Tanaka take that loss, but what a win though for Shudo. That's major. 76 for Brad Armstrong and Naria Hanaka. Side rush and leg sweep for Brad Armstrong. 80 for the 6-man. That's crazy. Jinsei Shinzaki and Takeo Mori being involved in this match, and it does so well. Terry Funk tapping out Takeo Mori with a spinning toe hold. It's a big win for Terry Funk. Hayabusa, best guy in the match. Shout out Hayabusa. 81 for the British Combat Club and Ultimo Dragon the Great Sasuke. Good matchup here. Could have went either way. Sasuke with the Michinoku driver over Johnny Smith. That was a massive win. In our main event, 86, the 8-man tag. Dean Malenko tapping out El Samurai with the Texas Cloverleaf. What a match to kind of lead into the final show. Thank God nobody got hurt. Oh, well, Dan Spivey just about did. They had to calm him down after the match. But yeah, we'll take it. We'll take the 84. And now, moment of truth. As a major show on the horizon. It's finally here. And it is, we've been riding quite the wave of momentum ever since the Royal Road tournament. And I think to capitalize on that momentum with a hell of a main event tonight will be fantastic to see. As long as everything goes well. Fingers crossed there. Will we have a new Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion, or will Toshiaki Kawada defend his heavyweight title and retain, and will be going in as the champion into 1997? We shall see. Alrighty, as for this show, of course, will be in the Tokyo Dome, be on the USA Network, which is just wild to think about. Unreal. So, Great Sasuke was brought from Wrestler's Court because of forgetting to shake another worker's hand when he entered the locker room. Jesus, I mean, I hate that stupid shit. But the judge stayed in to found him get some to buy drinks after the show. Then Taue and Masato Tanaka's Taue's passing on psychology to Masato Tanaka. So last year, of course, was Kobashi Misawa, and Kobashi, of course, winning to become the new Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion after winning the first Royal Road Tournament. Now we get to see if Toshiaki Kawada will retain, or will Dr. Death Steve Williams be the first heavyweight Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion to not be from Japan. As far as, it's kind of crazy, the best one so far was the Misawa Jumbo one. That main event, that was their second October Giant Series. But yeah, that match is crazy. Also, Dean Ultimo Dragon being in 84 is pretty interesting. I'm assuming that was because we put that as like a steal the show match or something. Because like that is, that's a banger. And that's a great co-main as well. Holy Demon Army, Miracle Bonds Alliance. That's nuts. Terry versus Dory. I love that card. Yeah, that's a fun card. But yeah, let's go with the main, of course. And we have a new Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion. Dr. Death Steve Williams is the champion, beating Toshiaki Kawada. What a match, what a win. First of all, Kawada's beaten him last year, twice, and the year before that once. Till recently, once Doc beat him during the Champion Carnival. To get this win here ties it up as far as 3-3 in the series as far as singles matches, but also, it's crazy to think, they've been in, as far as interacting together in a major way in this series, basically from the beginning. When you think of the first tag league, Miracle Bonds Connection versus Masao and Kawada, that was the finals. To think we go from that to now, fast forward all the way up, and they've had, unified tag matches against each other. It's crazy to think now they're going to have a heavyweight title match at this point, and Doc's going to win and be the first. I mean, he's the first Gaijin heavyweight champion, if you obviously from this, from the new unified era, but even before then, when we were the Triple Crown era, that was, Stan Hansen was the last one. He was the last one. And that was, obviously, to start off Masawa's run. So, there hasn't been a Gaijin champion since 1992. It's a pretty big deal. We've made that pretty big deal, as far as to think it's been that long since there has been a foreign champion. And Doc, that was a major win. Major win. What a co-main this will be, though. Ultimate Dragon Super Astro vs. British Combat Club for the All-Asia Tag Team titles. They will retain Norman Smiley and Steven Regal, as Norman's going to beat Super Astro. Actually, let's have Regal get a win. Let's have Regal beat... let's have Regal beat Ultimo Dragon. So he can get that win back over the singles matchup. That's a banger, though. For sure. Great match there. Then Dean, Liger, Junior Heavyweight title. Liger's going to retain. They, of course, have had some matches that have been pretty goddamn good. Best Super Juniors match this year was a 96. The Junior Heavyweight title matchup was a 99. In the summer, so they have the trilogy in 96. It's pretty major, because literally, the only singles matches were those two, and to have this final one here is massive when the series is tied 1-1. You love to see it. You love to see Liger getting that win and continuing the reign. So then, Muda versus Hashimoto. We have a new All-Asia Heavyweight Champion, as Hashimoto's going to get attacked by Taue. So that is going to cause the, as far as Muda is kind of tied up with the ref, Taue out of nowhere. Yeah, because we rarely do interferences, obviously, because that's not really our bag. But to dip into that here, I think is a great time to do it, as far as something basically out of nowhere like this, where, Taue and Hashimoto, their history. As far as Taue was the one that was, as far as between Taue and Hashimoto, Taue beat him during the Champion Carnival, and of course Taue lost the belt to him at the J-Cup, to go from that, and to just kind of buy his time and wait for that right moment to get his revenge here, and as far as costing Hashimoto his title reign and losing to the Great Muta too, fantastic to see. And Muta's the All Asia Heavyweight Champion as well. I think all around it's a win-win in that situation. Super Generation Army versus Terry Funk. The Gladiator Titans and Hayabusa's Masao's going to beat Terry Funk. What a win that is, though. Probably should have Nuki Sano. Not Nuki Sano. Probably should have Big Titan take that loss, though, out, honestly. Protect Terry a little bit. Yeah, I like that a little bit more. So then, the Blonde Squad versus the Headhunters and Vampiro. As that will be a win for the Headhunters and Vampiro. That's a big win, as Vampiro's going to beat Chris Jericho in 20 minutes. Then we're going to have Shudo versus the Tactical Tactician Squad in a Steal the Show matchup, as Funaki will be getting the win for the Tactical Tactician Squad. Then the Holy Demon Army versus the Miracle Violence Alliance to kick off the show, as we end out the show, with Dr. Death beating Kawada. We're going to begin the show with Fuchi beating Taz. 16-minute matchup. What a show, though. I mean, that's a massive, massive win for Doc. As, this is, I think we're going to just run this. I don't think we're going to need a pre-show or anything. We've had a hell of a tour. Let's get right down into it. Let's see how the show runs. At 85 to start off the show is Fuchi and Masato Tanaka getting the win. Incredible. Just incredible stuff. As Fuchi pinning Taz with backdrop suplex in 16 minutes. Oh, it was 68. As Whiplash next train for Nuki Sano. Of course, someone has to get injured in this fucking match. That's a foot trigger, because Nuki Sano with a 90. That was really, really impressive to see. Man, that sucks. But what a win, though, for Funaki and the Tactical Tactician Squad, as Funaki pinning Sama Nishimura with the Rising Sun. So I thought we had next segment. Oh, there we go. And it was Otani who caused it. Thanks a lot, Otani. 82 for the Blonde Squad versus the Headhunters and Vampiros. Vampiro with a nail in the coffin on Chris Jericho. It's crazy. Vampiro was the second best guy in the match. Wild. Shout out Stan Hansen, though, with a 96. That's crazy. A 93 for the 8-man. Super Generation Army versus the Gladiator Titans, Terry Funk and Hayabusa's Masawa pinning Big Titan. After the Tiger Driver, as, Hayabusa with a 93. He was the third best guy in this matchup. Kobashi number 1, Masawa number 2. Both those guys were off their games, though, in Masawa and Kobashi, which is crazy to think about, but the crowd got hotter for this matchup. Good stuff. Yeah, if Big Titan wasn't hurt, this would be even better. It's at 86. Yeah, they don't have any chemistry. Knew that going in. Muta with the win, though, after the interference from Taue, the unknowingly interference. As far as, Taue kind of throws him back into the ring. Muta, hits an elbow, thinking, what the hell's going on, and then hits his moonsault. Just kind of I wouldn't say a stun, but maybe a befuddled Great Muta. Just kind of confused at what just happened, and as far as what's going on with Hashimoto, and kind of checking on him after the match, and then finding out later, obviously in the locker room, what had happened. A lot of explaining. Do a 99 for Dean Malenko and Jushin Thunder Liger, as Liger gets the win with the Shooting Star Press. His second offense. What a match, though, obviously. Dean Malenko is probably going to finish. It's kind of funny, because obviously he was the number 1 wrestler of the year in 1996, as far as quote-unquote PWI, which is obviously a work, but still, that's pretty impressive to think they gave it to him when you think of the landscape of American wrestling in 1996, and to give it to somebody that's, an actual, the work rate guy, as far as that's pretty impressive. But this is, a crazy-ass match, obviously, and that's going to be tough to top. Tough to top for sure. Our co-main event of 91, lack of psychology here. That fucking sucks, because this match would have been awesome. Also, Dragon was the best guy. Oh, no, never mind. Steve Regal, the 99. Jesus Christ. As Regal with the Royal Conquest over Ultimo Dragon. That is their first defense of the All-Asia Tag Team titles. What a run, though, that both teams have had as tag champions, even though obviously early on their run for the British Combat Club, later in the run for the Junior Tag Champs. But both teams are fantastic, and that was nice to have a little battle of the champs before the Tag League. And our main event, a 99, Dr. Death Steve Williams, the new unified Grand Heavyweight Champion, beating Toshiaki Kawada with a backdrop driver in 33:58. What a win for Dr. Death. As Doc now, as far as the celebration, got to be awesome. And also, I forgot to pick the Tokyo Dome, so this is in front of 93,000 people. Jesus Christ. As a 97 though for the show, 99s for the heavyweight and junior heavyweight title matchup. Perfect. Couldn't ask for anything more. It sucks that this match sucked because of the injury, but other than that, I'm very, very pleased with our performance. Let's give a hug to Kawada. Like, hey, man. Hell of a run. Just, it was time. It's time to get the belt on Doc. He's been busting his ass off since really the beginning of the save. To work that hard for that long and finally be rewarded with a heavyweight title run, I think is well worth it. Yeah, Liger. And, I'm trying to think who else we can put over. Guess maybe, Kenta Kobashi. It's been a while since we put over Kobashi. Great stuff, though. What a show. Very pleased with the boys there. What a tour. As that will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time as we end out the year 1996 with the Real World Tag League. My God. I mean, that tag league is going to be massive. We try to make it better and better. And even though we're not going to have the Miracle Vines Alliance, we will have the Miracle Vines Connection, though. I can only imagine how much money we have now made because of that 93,000. Yeah, it sucks that, as far as it doesn't default to a venue. But that it is what it is. Jericho's finally now slimmed down. We wanted him to be a lightweight so he can do junior heavyweight stuff. So that was the idea there. But yeah, that's good to know. Yuki Sano's injury, though, the whiplash neck strain, not going to miss much. It's nice to see. So yeah, on to the Real World Tag League now. Medically speaking, we got hit with a couple of injuries, but luckily most of them will be, as far as 2 of them will be all healed up by the time we get to the tag league. But obviously, as far as Spivey with a bruised kidney and Albright with that concussion sucks, and Candido in rehab is tough to see. But hopefully we are all at 100% once Albright's back and there's no other kind of major injury going on. Because it sucks that he's gone, but luckily we're very fortunate that Gordy and Doc are a hell of a team. So there is that. But man, what a year this could be for Doc. If him and Gordy win the 96 Tag League, he's going to have a hell of a couple months there to end out 96 to win the Royal Road Tournament, to win the heavyweight title, and then win the Tag League to potentially become a double champ. That'd be a major accomplishment to go into 1997, that is for sure. As I will see who wins it and see how that all pans out next week. Take care, everyone.